We are currently going through the 2026 attention gold rush. Right now, attention is one of the most valuable currencies, one of the most valuable things that you can possess in this day and age, because companies are paying a whole load for it. Like literally, content creators are getting paid 15K to create one video, to create a couple videos. Footballers. I was speaking with my friend the other day. We were watching the World Cup, and if you know me, you know that that is rare for me to watch the World Cup or to watch football full stop. But we were watching the World Cup, and then I said, "How much do these guys get paid?" And he said, "About 300." I said, "Okay, a week." I said, "What? 300,000 Great British pounds a week? That's 3, 6, 9, 12. My maths ain't amazing, but that sounds like 1.2 mil a month to me, and they're getting paid for kicking the ball around. Why are they getting paid that much to kick a ball around? Why is a content creator getting paid that much to create a 60-second video? It's because of attention. It's because of all the attention they're able to garner or get by doing said things. And companies are willing to pay an arm and a leg, a foot, a hand, a head. They're willing to pay everything they need to pay just to get in front of these people. And here's the thing as well. The reason why they're going to pay 15 grand to get in front of that influencer or to get in front of the influencer's audience is because the influencer's audience is usually a niche group of people or a specific group of people that they want to target. Same thing with football fans. You wonder why there's going to be particular advertisements or particular companies advertising on football games. You've got the McDonald's, you've got like, I don't know, Vodafone, you've got a whole load of other companies that are, you know, advertising to these people because they know that that's their target audience. They want to get in front of their target audience. Now, if you can own the attention, you can quite literally own the flow of value, own that transference of value because you own what is most valuable at this time. Now, attention breaks down into three parts, right? Or the attention economy breaks down into three parts. Number one, getting the attention. Number two, keeping the attention. And number three, actually converting or doing something with said attention, right? So number one is getting attention. How do you actually do that? The way I like to break this down is that vitamin U, utilizing what it is that God has given you, that thing that sets you apart, or those things that sets you apart, the unique mixture, you get it? The unique mixture of things that sets you apart, right? And the reason that God has placed you here on earth, that unique mixture of things, utilizing that and putting it out there so that people can see and so that you can garner attention by doing said thing, because that is ultimately what you've been placed here to do and what you've been placed here to help people with. But that's another conversation for another day. It's utilizing those things about you that make you different, putting that out there. Footballers, it's their excellence. It's how good they are at football, the game, the beautiful game as they like to call it. I don't think it's beautiful, but some people like to call it the beautiful game. For the content creators, for example, it might be their makeup. It might be the makeup that they're doing. They might be makeup artists. They might be, I don't know, like Mr. Beast, for example, which is very good when it comes to pranking and all that. Not pranking, but like the challenges and everything like that. What is that unique thing that you're good at doing that nobody else is? Or that you're better at doing than most people? What is it that flows for you? Right, doing something like that online, getting attention from doing something like that, garnering attention. And you need to be on the right platforms, the platforms that people are watching, right? YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. There's actually, even though you may not think it, there's millions, tens of millions, maybe even hundreds of millions of people on Facebook at this moment in time actually utilizing it and using it. So there's a whole load of people out there waiting to receive from you and waiting to consume. Do you know about like 90 to 95% of the world? Those are Jonathan stats. I don't know if they're real, but that's like, from what I've seen, about 90 to 95% of the world are just consumers. They are quite literally just consumers. They're scrollers. People that watch and take in content, they're waiting for you. They're waiting for you to post something that's going to be valuable to them. So we covered about getting attention. Getting attention is simple, but not easy, but simple. But now it's about keeping that attention. Now that comes from consistency. Consistently uploading, consistently posting, consistently speaking about what it is that you do. And I'm gonna put my hands up. I've not been the best with consistency. I'll be very honest and say that. But I've been focusing on other things I've been working on in the background. And I think that's another thing about attention as well, like know when to get that attention. And some people say there's no right time to start. But I think there are good times to start. Not necessarily a correct time of you should start right now, but there are also good times, right? So right now I'm at a point in my life which is a much better point for me to actually start this. I have a little bit more time, my schedule's a little bit more aligned, and I do actually have time for this. I can prioritize this, right? But then sometimes in life, we have different priorities. Even for example, with Jesus and his ministry, like you see that at the start when he was performing miracles and he was helping people, he was telling people, don't tell anybody about this. Don't even spread this. I don't want anyone else to, we didn't say I don't want anyone else to know, but just don't say that this happened. Oh, but of course, if you're performing miracles and raising dead men and healing people and such, people are going to say something, I would assume. But then there was a point in his ministry where he said, okay, now you can go and tell everybody about it. So Jesus understood that time, and I need to look back in scripture to see what that time was and what that shift was, what the pivot was, and when it was as well in his journey, because I think that'll be very helpful to see. But there was a pivot when he said, okay, yeah, now you can go and tell people about it. It's about knowing when to have that attention or when to actually start getting that attention, right? But anyway, back to the point, keeping that attention is consistency and continuing to put stuff out there and continuing to add value to people and to help people, because that's all we're doing. We're just helping people. That's really all it boils down to. Number 3 is actually doing something with that attention. So for example, converting it. If you're a business and you're creating content, like let's say, for example, you are a plumbing business, right? And you have a social media, you're putting stuff on YouTube, you're putting stuff on Instagram and Facebook and everything like that, but you're just putting stuff out there just to put it out there. You might get a couple thousand views every single time talking about the work that you've done, but you need to convert that attention. You need to convert that attention, you need to do something with it. Because this is the thing with content creators, right? Some content creators, you'll hear that they're broke. You'll hear content creators are broke, but you're like, but how? They've got like millions of followers. How are they broke? They're broke because they don't know how to utilize the attention that they've got. They don't know how to utilize all the followers that they've got. They don't know how to utilize the amount of views that they get. People will be getting hundreds of thousands of views, millions of views, but they don't know how to actually convert that into business. They don't know how to convert that into opportunities. And usually what they'll do is they'll rely on sponsorships and stuff to be able to pay their way. And it's fair, like getting paid 8K, 15K for a 60-second video, that's fair. But the reason they are doing that, or the reason that the company's doing that in the first place, is because they know that what they're going to get out of that is worth a whole lot more than the 8K or the 15K that they're paying that content creator. Sometimes I really do believe that these companies that sponsor these creators or that pay these creators, they value the creator's audience more than the creator does. Because sometimes the creator doesn't even know what they have. Because if they were just to release a product, I've done the maths. If they were just to release a product, let's say they have 1 million followers, they were to release a product of some sort. Maybe it's a digital product or whatever it is, a book or like a course or whatever it is, right? You know, everybody has their opinions on courses, but whatever it is, they were to release a product and even 0.01% of their people would have bought it, they will most likely get paid, well, depending on how big the product is or how much it costs, right? They usually would have got paid more than what they would get paid in some sort of a sponsorship. And the additional thing is within their control. They're not at the whim and the will of X company or Y company or Z company. The control is back in their hands. So this is why I say to entrepreneurs, or I'm going to start saying definitely to entrepreneurs, that yes, of course, do your business. Yes, of course, build. But also garner some sort of attention. Garner some sort of attention. Because there's a few YouTubers, like, you can probably imagine them right now. There's a few YouTubers that, you know, if they were to sell socks, those socks would be sold out. Just because they have the audience, just because they have the attention and they have the trust that's been built up over time. Now, when you clock this attention economy and you actually start to get into it, you start to see what I'm saying. But here's the warning. There's 2 warnings I have actually. First warning is it's probably going to take some time. It is, matter of fact, it's going to take some time, especially if you're new to this and you don't have many other skills that you can bring into it. But if you do have skills, then that might, you know, expand or make your learning curve even more exponential. It might make it faster, right? But then if you don't have those skills, it might take a little longer, and that's fine. But there are some people that will look at and will say, oh, I wish I had what she had. I wish I had what he had. But you don't know how long it's taken to get there. And you don't know what they've had to do to be able to get here as well. So understand that good things take time. Good things take time, like a good meal. That's going to take time. But if you go to McDonald's, that's going to be ready in a good 45 seconds for you. In a bad 45 seconds for you, because you know that ain't real food. But good food is cooked on a pot. It's, you know, it's got some elbow grease. I hope you ain't got no elbow grease in there, but you've got some good stuff in there. You've got some spices. It takes a while because good things take time, and it's the same thing about building that attention. It's going to take a little while. Additionally, I spoke about Jesus earlier as well. Now, if you think about Jesus and in his ministry, he was the perfect man. The perfect man. And people still had problems with him. And when he was garnering all this attention, people still had problems with him. Still, they even put him on a cross and killed him. Now, you talking about whatever it is that you do, of course you're going to get some people that don't agree. Of course you're going to get some people that don't like it, that don't understand. And that's fine. That is really part of the game. People already have an opinion of you. People are probably already saying stuff about you. But guess what? Their opinion is not your problem. Their opinion is not even your business, right? It's none of your business, in fact. Now, think about it. Even if you have a couple people that may have a negative opinion of you or what have you, now you're expanding yourself to tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of people. Of course, there's going to be even more people that have something to say or they think in some sort of way. But it just comes with it. Even when you're trying to do something extremely good, it comes with it. It just is part of the territory. But of course, don't let those things scare you off. This attention economy is something that you're gonna need to get your foot in the door in somehow, some way. And you can't be expecting yourself to zoom off straight off that, that starting line. It's gonna take time. You will still build, you will still grow, and eventually you'll get there. God bless, take care.